Hi, my name's Caitlin Linneman. I decided to base my Tradebook project off of books about female artists. I think that this is a really important topic to bring into the classrooms to not only inspire female students to follow their dreams of being an artist, but also to give students some perspective and insight into women in the art world. So I have a few books that I think would be of interest in a high school classroom. The first one that I'd like to read an excerpt from is Guerrilla Girls, The Art of Behaving Badly. And the Guerrilla Girls are an anonymous women's rights artistic protest group. So I'll go ahead and read an excerpt for you. Imagine your artist pissed off that almost all the opportunities in the art world go to white men. Imagine you go to a protest outside the Museum of Modern Art after it opens an international exhibition in 1984 with 169 artists, but only 13 women and 8 artists of color. You see immediately that no museum goer even cares. Imagine you have an aha moment and realize there has to be a better way, an in-your-face, unforgettable way to break through people's preconceptions and prove to them that the art system isn't a meritocracy where museums, galleries, critics, and collectors always know best. Imagine you dream up a new kind of street poster to wake people up to the pathetically low number of women artists shown in galleries and museums. You call a meeting, decide to be anonymous, and name yourself Guerrilla Girls. You pass the hat around to print the first posters. Within weeks, you're sneaking around New York in the middle of the night, carrying stacks of posters and buckets of glue. Your work ignites a public argument about racism and sexism in the art world. What follows? 200 posters, billboards, street banners, video projections, exhibitions, performances, workshops, and books. Not just about the lack of gender and ethnic diversity in art, but also in film, politics, and pop culture. You get thousands of messages from people all over the world, age 8 to 80, saying your crazy kind of activism is a model for them. Over 60 individuals become members of the Guerrilla Girls. Some stay for months, some decades, some for just a single meeting. They're cis, lesbian, and transgender, diverse in age, sexual orientation, and class, and from many ethnic backgrounds: South Asian, African American, Latina, and European, and so on. Each takes on the name of a dead woman as a woman artist as a pseudonym. These days, we feel in our gut that something important has changed. No longer can anyone claim that the history of art and culture can be written without including all the diverse voices of that culture. But museums, galleries, and art collecting are still dominated and controlled by big money and white men. For the history of art to be more than the story of wealth and power, that must change. Our work is not finished. We invite you to look through these pages, get mad, and keep up the fight. Creative complaining works. So that was just one excerpt that I wanted to show you that I thought was really powerful, especially for classroom reading. Some other books that I thought would be of interest were Seeing the Unspeakable, The Art of Kara Walker by Gwendolyn Du Bois Shaw. This is about the African-American artist Kara Walker and her ability to challenge viewers' perceptions of race and American history with her art. The second book that I wanted to bring to your attention is The Diary of Frida Kahlo, an intimate self-portrait by, of course, Frida Kahlo herself and edited by Carlos Fuentes. This is the personal diary of Frida Kahlo herself. It contains her writing and her artistic sketches and some English translations, and it just talks about her life experiences as a woman and as an artist. I Know What I Am, The Life and Times of Artemisia Gentileschi by Gina Siciliano is a graphic novel about the trials and tribulations of the great Renaissance master artist Artemisia Gentileschi, because there were very few female artists in the Renaissance that were actually noted and given the recognition that they deserved. Hearts of Our People, Native Women Artists by Jill Alberg-Yohe and Terry Greaves showcases the art of Indigenous women from both the past and the present and the contributions they've made to the art world thus far. And finally, the Eva Hesse Diaries, written, of course, by Eva Hesse and edited by Tamara Bloomberg and Barry Rosen. This is the personal diary of the post-minimalist artist Eva Hesse, which documents her harrowing life experiences and her artistic perspective as well, and kind of gives us some insight into how she created her post-minimalist sculptures. So I also want to share with you the project that I made. This is a cartoon that I illustrated for a protest line of women throughout history. It says, well-behaved women rarely make history, and they go in chronological order from the past to the present. I was inspired by the reading of the Gorilla Girls, and so I drew them wearing the funky gorilla head masks. So thank you for viewing. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully you'll check out some of these books and expand your mind a little bit. Thank you so much.